Hello students, today we are going to take up Alfred Lord Tennyson's poem Tears Idle Tears. This is a lyrical poem and this is taken from his poem The Princess, which he has written in 1847. This poem deals with the mood of a state of sorrowfulness, a state of personal grief, a state of remembrance, a state of loss, a state of melancholy. Means the critics agree that this poem was written after once Tennyson has visited Westminster Abbey. On the same subject, a poem was written by William Wordsworth also, named Tintern Abbey, and some critics even goes on to say that this poem was inspired by William Wordsworth, Tintern Abbey, but the way in which the paradoxes, the words which are used, very strong words which are used by Tennyson, they suggest that the poem was inspired by some personal loss also, which Tennyson was experienced at that time in his life, a failed love affair, and due to that Tennyson has perhaps written this poem. The poem is full of paradoxes in which he talks about the region of tears are very two different things. Sometimes it is caused by some loss, by some sad event, or sometimes by some happiness. So the writer says that tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. He says that I am not sure that what is the cause of tears, what makes tears to come down the eyes. He says tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. He also calls them idle, that they don't have any usability, they are of no use, they are just flows meaninglessly. But still he says tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. Tears from the depth of some divine despair rise in the heart. Now look at the use of paradox. He says tears, idle tears, but from where they arise, where they come, they rise in the heart from the depth of some divine despair and gather to the eyes. In looking on the happy autumn fields and thinking of the days that are no more. He says that I don't know why these tears start flowing from the eyes. What causes them to flow? What is the source of the tears? He says, he gives instances. The tears from the depth of some divine despair rise in the heart. Sometimes tears come to the eyes. When we have felt some divine despair, when we feel as if the gods have forsaken us, we have these tears in our eyes. In looking on the happy autumn fields, and sometimes the tears rise when looking on the happy autumn fields. Autumn is the season of ripeness. The fields are full of crops, and obviously they fill your heart with joy, with happiness, with pleasure, with pride, and still tears can come to your eyes. So that's why the poet says the tears, idle tears, I don't know what they mean. मुझे नहीं पता what causes them, क्या रीजन है, क्यों वो बहने लगते हैं in divine despair and looking on the happy autumn fields. Look at the paradoxical things. निराशा के समय जब आपसे भगवान नाराज हो गए हैं, जब आपको कुछ सूझ नहीं रहा है, the divine despair you are feeling, and when you are looking on the happy autumn fields, और उन खुश लहलहाते हरे भरे आप ऑटम फील्ड्स को देख रहे हो, खेतों को देख रहे हो, इवन देन यू स्टार्ट feeling the tears and thinking of the days that are no more. And sometimes you have tears when you think of those days which are no more, which have gone, which are the past now. Sometimes you feel sad, sometimes you feel happy remembering those days, but still tears are the same. कभी आप उन दिनों को याद करके जो कि अब नहीं हैं, जो कि भूतकाल में चले गए हैं, रिमेम्बरिंग दोज डेज मेक्स यू melancholy and it causes tears to flow. Phrase as the first beam glimmering on a sail that brings our friends up from the underworld. Again a paradoxical example he gives. एक विरोधाभासी यानी एक अच्छा एक बुरा. He says phrase, sometimes we have tears as phrase as the first beam glittering on a sail that brings our friends up from the underworld, from the siege. When we have the first glimpse of the ship which is bringing our friends home from somewhere, even that causes tears to flow. हमारे दोस्त, हमारे सगे संबंधी, हमारे परिवारजन अगर कहीं से वापस रिटर्न हो रहे हैं, ब्रिंगिंग बैक होम, एंड दैट शिप, द फर्स्ट साइट ऑफ दैट शिप, उसकी एक जो झलक होती है, इवन दैट कॉजेज टीयर्स टू फ्लो. एंड सैड एज द लास्ट विच रेडन्स ओवर वन दैट सिंक्स विद ऑल वी लव बिलो द वर्ड्स. एंड इन द सेम मैनर we also feel sad, we also have tears in our eyes when we see the one ship which is departing, which is going below the horizons and which is taking up our loved ones below the words, means below the horizon. मतलब उस समय भी जब कोई शिप हमारे loved ones को लेके हमसे पार्ट हो रही है, हमसे दूर जा रही है, और जब डिस्टेंस में वो नीचे सिंक करती है, होराइजन से नीचे हमें डूबती हुई प्रतीत होती है, even then we have tears. So he says, in both the things, in both the occasions, in both the situations, when we have our loved ones coming to us and when we have our loved ones going from us, we have tears. And that's why he says that I know not what they mean. Tears, मुझे नहीं पता what they mean. उनका मतलब क्या है, what causes them, why they start flowing. So sad, so fresh. And one incident is so sad when you are departing from someone, and so fresh when you are about to meet someone, when you are about to rejoice their company, the days that are no more, और वो जो दिन which are gone, which are a thing of past now, they are similarly remembered by us in a sad manner, in a joyful manner. Sometimes they make us joyful, sometimes they make us sorrowful, but still tears are the same, they start flowing. Sad and strange as in dark summer dance the earlier pipe of the half awakened birds, to dying ears when unto dying eyes the casement slowly grows a glimmering square. Again, two paradoxical things he mentions. Sad and strange as in dark summer dawns the earliest pipe of half awakened birds. It is very strange that sometimes we have tears when we hear the piping sound of the early birds. Subah Saveri, when we hear the sounds of the first birds, even that causes tears. And to dying ears, and when someone is dying, to dying ears when unto dying eyes, और जब उसकी dying eyes, जो आँखें जो बंद हो रही हैं, in the morning when our eyes are opening, look at the paradoxical things. In the morning our eyes open, and at the time of death our eyes close. So at the time of opening our eyes we also have tears, and when we are dying, when the casement means that window, that big large window, it slowly seems like a glimmering square to those dying eyes, to those closing eyes, even then we have tears. Means at the time of beginning we might have tears, and at the time of end we might have tears. So tears, idle tears, I know not what they mean. This is why, that is why the poet is feeling so uncertain about tears that sometimes they arise at happy moments, at some creative moments, and sometimes they start flowing at some sad moment. So sad, so strange, the days that are no more. Again he laments, remembers those days which are no more, but it is so sad and so strange to have tears at such occasions. Dear as remembered kisses after death, and sweet as those by hopeless fancy faint on lips that are for others, deep as love, deep as first love, and wild with all regret. Oh, death in life, the days that are no more. Now, this paragraph here, the critics say that Tennyson has spoken about some personal loss which he is experiencing. He says, dear as remembered kisses after death. Sometimes, when you dearly remember the kisses of someone after his or her death, after the death of your beloved, when you remember those warm kisses on your lips, then you feel the pain, then you feel the sadness, and you have tears. And sweet as those by hopeless fancy feigned on lips that are for others. And the same kind of feeling when the beloved has married to someone else and we fancy, we imagine that those lips are giving kisses on someone else's lips, even then we feel the same and we have tears. Deep as love, deep as first love. Sometimes you have such deep feelings, such strong emotions as first love, and then you have tears, and wild with old regret. And sometimes you feel regretful. You are so angry that why you have loved that person who is imparting his kisses onto someone else's lips now. Look at the two things. In one, you are remembering with love the loved ones who are no more. And in another case, you are remembering that loved one with anger, with regret that that loved one is now with someone else. She is not with you. So, in both the situations, that situation, second situation, wild with regret or death in life, that feeling when you feel as if you are having death in life, but still tears are there, the days that are no more. Again, he laments those days. That tears only understand one thing, that whenever we remember those days that are no more, we have tears in our eyes. So the poem, a mix-up of his universal feelings when he has visited Westminster Abbey, a place where the dead people are being buried, and a missed love affair in his personal life. A very lyrical poem he has written. The poem is written in blank verse and in a very powerful manner. The poet has expressed his anguish, his loss, his sorrows, his feelings, that the tears, they start flowing. Why they flow, I don't know. So it's now over for today. Learn the poem and write the critical appreciation of the poem.